Hello. Quick message for today, I think. I've pulled some cards ahead of time just to get into the energy. I got the Star in reverse with the Queen of Cups and the Seven of Wands with the Ace of Blades in this deck. This is a bit more violent than Swords in a way, more intimate, shorter. You are no longer in a time in between. The Star normally appears after a big transformation has happened, a big shift in your life, death and the Tower are past, and the Star starts the end of the journey into the World card, which is the completion of the 21 cycle. But in reverse, with the Queen of Cups next to it, which is labeled number 13 of elixirs, beauty potion, which reminds me, I've seen a lot of spells online, people talking about glamour magic and the uses for that and how you can use glamories to manifest things, because if you make yourself beautiful, beautiful things will come to you as a mirror. So whether it be jobs, housing, money, people, focusing on yourself and your beauty and the reflection of the things that you want will bring those things to you. And it's basically the meeting vibrations theory, where you have to take yourself to the level that you want to receive things at, and then once you're there, they will come to you, because it's like being in the water. Once you get into that water, everything in that water is a part of you now. It's all touching you. So you have to get into the right pool, or the right frequency, or the right mindset, or the right karmic point to receive the things on that level. You can also kind of think of it as rewards tiers. You know, once you get to a certain level of karmic refreshment, you've paid off certain karmic debts, you've learned certain lessons, and you've reached that tier, and you can receive the things that come to you on that level that you couldn't have received before, because you still needed to work through traumas or past life karma or whatever it is you're here to do. Sometimes you actually have to do things to tick off those boxes before you get to where you are. If you look at your astrological chart, there's a lot of timing involved with, you can do Time Lords, or you can do perfections, and you'll see that there are certain places where you have the ability to manifest certain things, but it's not the right time in your life because you're not aligned, and what's doing in the sky right now is also reflective of that, as the planets move past and go over houses or signs in your chart that will illuminate certain areas or create hard aspects to other areas. It's called transits. So what they're saying here is that you've come to a point where you're no longer recovering or waiting or kind of seeing where you go next. You're in a place of beauty, and you're in a place of manifestation from beauty. And it's your beauty, your inner beauty, the thing that you grew. These appear to be roses here on this card. And roses are very Taurus energy. But the opposite of Taurus is Scorpio, the destroyer. And in order to have the beauty of Taurus, you have to have the destruction and the chaos of Scorpio, down in the weeds, down in the worms. I always think of Scorpio kind of as roots going into the ground, and the decomposers and the worms and all the things that make the nutrients possible for the beautiful flowers to grow in Taurus. And that's where you are. You've done all the work. And it's been really hard. And now you're at a place of movement. The Seven of Rods. This is really interesting, the color choices here. It's just yellow and orange. And these rods are kind of like spatulas on one end. And then they've got these bulbs on the other. It kind of looks like for scraping paint or butter or something. And the sevens are a transition. In tarot, the odd numbers are transitions and the even numbers are stability. And then you have the Ace of Blades, which I've always thought of as a sort of truth. And this one is more pink and white. There's a bit of a glare there. There you go. Different flowers. Flowers have been coming up a lot in my own readings, and the significance of flowers and what they symbolize now. And they symbolize spring, but more importantly, they symbolize a healthy ecosystem in the spring. Because if the soil doesn't have the appropriate nutrients, if it's too dry, if it's overwatered, if there's too much sun, if there's too little sun, flowers need, as all plants do, very specific living conditions. And if you're getting a lot of flowers in the spring, just wild, that tends to indicate a very healthy soil environment. And so what this is saying is that you have a very healthy environment that you've cultivated and sustained within yourself. And you've been asking, is this right? What else do I need to do? And what they're saying here is, no, you've done it, the flowers are blooming. You've gotten there, this is it. This is the time now where you bloom. And the truth will come out. But you don't speak it. There's a time that will come when the truth becomes apparent. And what the advice now is to move yourself into the position you need to be in when the truth comes out. And there is a truth that is coming for you. And you know about it, and it's something that you used to fight to live in. You wanted people to acknowledge this truth, and they wouldn't. But now, with all the shifts that have happened, it's going to come out on its own. And they're saying, just get in the position that you would like to be in when that truth comes out. So you don't have to do anything. You certainly don't have to speak it. And in fact, the advice is to be quiet, and to simply move where you need to be, because the truth is going to come out. And it's almost worse if you point at it and say something. It's more impactful if you simply do your own thing and just kind of let it happen. And then people will see that you didn't affect this truth. It just came about and you were right all along. And that's when the shift happens. I'll pull one more. The Nine of Rods. This is an orange-yellow combination. This is restoring balance. The orange and yellow chakras are lower down in the body, in the pelvis and in the stomach. And the stomach chakra, the yellow chakra, works with lack if it's unbalanced, which it is in a lot of people. There's this constant need for consumption of anything or something in particular that you want to consume, but it's the lower chakras are the necessities. The root red chakra is like the actual needs, making sure you're stable. And as you get higher up, it's more esoteric. It's about, then you get into things like communication and psychic downloads. But there's been a karmic imbalance in the collective, in the need abundance spectrum of in that people are consumptive because they feel a great lack. So they take in and they take in and they take in, but it doesn't fulfill them because they're not taking in the right things. And they're saying that the shift that's coming and the truth that's coming out is going to meld this need and the want together, I guess is what they're saying. Like, people are going to realize what they actually need and what they just consume to fill a hole. And that's going to come to a close. And you've had something to do with this. This was the last phase of your karmic involvement. And this is why you've come to the place of the Queen of Cups, is because you are now reaping the rewards of all the pain and blood and sweat and tears that you've put in to get the collective to this place. So congratulations, good job. And now the truth comes out. And I'll end it there. I love you. I will see you soon.